BarrioLoveOldies.com. Órale.
Hey everyone, what is up? It is I, of course, your girl, Miss Crystal Marie, and you're tuning into the Barrio Love OD podcast. Before we get into today's interview, I wanted to come on here real quick just to say thank you so much for all your love and support, all our new followers on Spotify, on YouTube. It's just amazing being able to connect with so many people that are of the same like mind, of their love for this type of music. I mean, it's been amazing. I love connecting with all you guys. I've been able to come on here and message with you guys, and just being able to know that through these podcasts, or through this podcast and through these episodes, that many of you are getting inspired. Many of you guys, are sending messages saying, you know what, this podcast is inspiring me to go to the attic and get all my vinyl records and start playing them again, and that's the purpose of this podcast. The purpose of this podcast was not only to inspire but also to educate. And I really believe that through this podcast, all the interviews that we have lined up, we're booked all the way until the end of June with interviews of reputable and amazing, vinyl collectors, and they're so educated in their pursuit of collecting these rare soul records. And it's I know that through each and every interview that we do on this podcast, you're gonna catch something. So that was the purpose of this podcast, and I just want to thank you guys so much again for all your love and support. And on another note, I wanted to quickly plug in Pinta Estilo's first annual prison art exhibit. Now, many of you guys know that at this event there will be a raffle taking place. There's 3 art pieces that were donated to this event for the purpose of getting donations for beanies, jackets, and gloves for the kids for winter. So if you want to participate in this raffle, I believe if you purchase a jacket, beanie, or a glove, you'll be entered into this raffle, and you have the chance to be able to win an original art piece from the inside, specifically made from an incarcerated individual. So be sure to check out their Amazon wish list. They have a wish list with jackets, beanies, and gloves, so you can also make your purchase there for this donation. And I'm so excited for this event. I'm most excited to meet you guys, all the Barrio Levodi family. I hope you guys can make it, because that's what I'm most excited about, is finally being able to meet you and put a name behind the screen name. So be sure to come out. Be sure to bring your family, bring your camera, because I want to take pictures. And I think this event is just going to be overall beautiful. I mean, it's going to be an event where you can take your family. They are giving free meals. I think it's like a hamburger, some fries, and a drink for the first 100 attendees. And then, you can go look at all the artwork that is going to be on display. You can go shop with the vendors, go look at the lowriders. And, after that, you go get your boogie on with the vinyl spinners. My girl Bree and her friends are going to be there. So, be sure to come out, spend the day with us. We want to meet you. We want to see you. So be sure to come out for the event. Also, really quick, I wanted to also put a plug in for Boulevard Connect. It is a new website that just came out where it organizes all our lowrider events in one place. So if you want to know what events are taking place in your area, be sure to visit www.boulevardconnect, where they post all your lowrider events in your area. Not only that, but fun fact is that I was visiting their website And they have a section on there where if you're a vendor, you can put your information on there so everybody will be able to see. And they also have one for artists and models, which I thought that was pretty cool. So definitely you want to check out the website. Again, it is www.boulevardconnect.com. And let's go ahead and go into our sponsored commercial.
Pinta Estilo invites you to their first annual prison art exhibit going down Saturday, June 15th at Mr. Rosewood's Family Restaurant, located at 10640 Rosecrans Avenue in Norwalk, Califas. Check it. If you have a loved one or know someone who's incarcerated and is an artist, get their artwork submitted at pintastilo.com. And we're also gathering jackets, gloves, and beanies for the kids, with 3 original Pinta Estilo art pieces being raffled off. Pinta Estilo Prison Art Exhibit is free to the public, and the first 100 attendees gonna get some free grub. That's right. Vino Ruca, Chicana 62, Nay, Licha, Bree, and Shelly Boo will be bumping them vinyl rolas for you all day long. Myself, Angel Baby, and Miss Crystal Marie, we're gonna be your host for the day, Baby Bubba. Show! For full info and vendors, hit pintastilo.com or hit them up on Instagram, TikTok, any one of their social media, or call 626-316-4000. Special invite to all you car clubs and solo riders. Show!
Okay, guys, so we are finally here with none other than Emanuel from Café Canela. Welcome to our podcast, episode 3.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, let's get to it.
Yes, for sure. So just a little background story on how I even came about Café Canela. I was scrolling. I'm not sure do you remember if I told you if it was TikTok or Instagram? I think it was TikTok, huh?
I think it was probably TikTok, yeah.
So I remember, I don't know which social media platform I was scrolling on. And I just remember, I'm just scrolling on the For You page. And then I heard Stuck in Love. And when I heard it, I go, hold on. I go, what is this? Hold on. I never heard of it. I never heard, this song. So, of course, I click on the picture and I see who it is. And I'm like, Café Canela, what is that? And then I saw you had, the other one, right? What's the name of the other one? I forget. It's Stuck in Love and then...
If I Fall?
If I Fall, right. If I Fall. And I'm like, oh, I just fell in love. and what's crazy is, me, I'm very picky with my oldies. Super picky. Mm-hmm. There has to be a certain sound. And when I heard your music, I was like, that's it. What is this? I want to hear more. And so away, I just started resharing and then me and you got in contact and I was like, I couldn't pass up the chance of do an interview with you. So thank you so much for being here. And, so let's go ahead and start. Where are you from? Where are you from?
So I'm from this small place in Southern California called Coachella Valley.
Oh, nice. Okay.
In the Coachella Valley, it's a desert. It's close to Joshua Tree and all that, and about an hour and a half north of the border.
Okay, so you're from the Coachella Valley, and were you born and raised in the Coachella Valley?
I'm born and raised in the Coachella Valley, yes.
Nice, and it's hot, right? It's super hot there.
Yeah, it's hitting around 100 degrees right now. It's May, and it's getting close to 100 degrees already.
Jeez, well, good luck with that. The summer. But okay, so you grew up in Coachella, and did you grow up listening to oldies? Is that something you kind of just got into as you grew up, or how did you even get into oldies?
That's a very, very long story. I guess it kind of started with listening to my older cousin's music. They're about 10 years older than me, 15 years older. And when I was a kid, I remember them listening to a lot of Chicano rap. And I would hear a lot of oldies sampled in it, And I guess that was my first exposure to oldies when I was
how old were you?
6th grader, so
middle school.
In middle school.
10, 11, 12.
Yeah, around that age, that's when I get it, when I got exposed to that sound, you know. That's what my cousins were listening to, but in my household, what I remember listening to is James Brown. My mom always played
Okay.
James Brown when she would clean the house. She had a CD called, it was like a R&B collection of like CDs, and, she would always blast James Brown in the morning when she was
Wow.
like cleaning the house, and
Typical Saturday mom,
yeah,
blasting the
typical
music.
Saturday mom. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was that, and then CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Right, right.
So it's you know, funk, you know, rhythm and blues, soul, rock and roll, roots rock,
Yeah.
and a lot of boleros.
Oh yeah, I love boleros. That's actually one of my favorite genres of music. And trios. I love
Yeah,
the
exactly.
boleros. Grew up listening to James Brown, and then you grew up listening to Chicano rap. How did that influence you to start making music?
Well, at the time that I discovered that music, you know, I wasn't a musician at the time. I picked it up like a few years later. At the end of 8th grade is when I picked up the guitar, and I picked it up at a after school program. 'Cause I guess I was a bad kid or something, so they put me in there. And on Fridays they would have a guitar teacher come in, and he was like, "Hey, come over here, come play some guitar." And yeah, that's kind of where it started. I was the
So
only one
you
that was interested in the guitar in those classes.
awesome, and this was in high school.
Yeah, no, this was at the end of 8th grade. So yeah,
Oh
end of 8th
wow.
grade, beginning of high school. Yeah, I started playing, you know, rock, learning the basic riffs and all that. So like the Black Sabbath, Iron Man, and all that. And then I got into blues music years later, and then I got into jazz, and then here we go back into like the funk music, back into the soul, and back into like, you know, the oldies and all that stuff. And that's when I started learning all that. It's like kind of like full circle, I guess.
So you've learned like different genres of music. It's not just like you stuck to one. That's awesome because I think like it broadens, right, your talent, right? It broadens your
Yeah,
like just being influenced by so many different genres of music. It allows you to create the music that you're creating now, which is beautiful.
exactly. Yeah.
That's amazing. And so, okay, so you went to high school and school, like, did you ever join like any like bands or anything like that in high school?
No, I never joined band. I was always learning by myself and reading tabs and watching a lot of YouTube.
YouTube University.
I graduated from there.
Learning all these instruments, when did you start making music? So you learned instruments and then did you ever like start making music, like recording your, you know, your instruments or?
Well, a part of the musical journey was, you know, I was just this kid who just always wanted to make beats and all that. So I bought my laptop. What was it like? It was all this happened after high school.
Okay.
So let's see, 2016, 2017. I bought a beat pad and all this, and I started making beats under a different name. It was for the people who want to know. It's DSPIT. It's DSPITH. I used to make beats under that name. And then I got to the point where I got really tired of looking for certain sounds and certain drums and all that. And that's when I started recording, you know, real instruments. I started recording my guitar. I started recording drums. That's how it all started pretty much.
I know you had mentioned earlier you play instruments, like all kinds of instruments. What instruments do you play?
So my main instrument is guitar and bass, and I guess my third instrument would be like the drums. And
Okay.
I'm slowly teaching myself keys and organ.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to learn how to play that, but I just never could catch it. I'm like, what? What? A-G-G? What? I don't know how to do that. I just know how to
Yeah.
type.
It could be a lot at first, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And so how did Café Canela start? How did that come about? Is that, because I understand you're like the producer, you're the one that does the music, but you also have a singer, right, for Café Canela.
Yeah.
So how did the idea even come up?
Well, so when I was starting, my first band back in 2017, it was this band called After Two. But when we were coming up with the name, I threw it in there. I was like, hey, we should name this Café Canela. And then, but we all agreed on the name After Two. But that name always stuck in my head,
Yeah.
And then, fast forward, years later, and 3-4 bands that I've played in the past. I wanted to. I thought I was ready to finally put my sound out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I started making music under the name Café Canela.
Your singer, what's his name?
The singer, his name is Johnny Lopez.
Did you guys think of the idea together, or was it just you and you're like, hey, you have vocals, come sing these songs, or how did that happen?
So I guess the way it started is so back when I was barely learning how to record, all these instruments, drums, guitar, and bass, I made this song, and it had like a oldies vibe to it,
Okay.
And this guy, he's a local musician. He was going through my SoundCloud, my D-Spit SoundCloud, and he heard it, and he liked it,
Mm-hmm.
And I recorded a song for his band. At the time, it was called The Teddies. I recorded a song called Scapegoat. I produced that song for him, and then I think he had mentioned it. He's like, hey, we should sing on that song, and I never really thought about it, because I didn't think much of it. And I showed him another song on my computer, and he was like, hey, this song is dope, which was it was a demo for If I Fall. So I showed him the demo for If I Fall, because I just had it on my computer sitting there.
How long was If I Fall in your computer before you showed it to your singer?
It was a demo on my computer for maybe close to a year, and then I showed it to Johnny, and I sent him the demo, not thinking anything of it, and he had it for like, I think like a month or two, and he said, hey dude, I wrote something to that demo that you sent me a while back, and I was like, alright, whatever. And fast forward another month or so, he came over, and he's like, hey, let me sing that song for you, If I Fall. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, like, I was, me and him were like, we were kind of drunk, just messing around in the studio, like, recording music and stuff. And he started singing it, and I was like, whoa, okay. First of all, I didn't know you could sing like that in falsetto. I dropped everything that I was doing, and I recorded that moment right there. And I structured the song after that. So I just had a loop So I had like the verse and the chorus, verse and chorus, and then I added the guitar solo at the end. And yeah, that was that. The song was done in like one night, I guess.
His falsetto is definitely something out of this world. So then, so then that song, you recorded it, and then from there, did you get the idea of, okay, we have to produce more, or like, okay, we're going to make this official? How did that happen?
Well, after that song, I was like, damn, I was like, okay, well, we should do another one. And then he brought up the very, very first song that he listened to on SoundCloud under my other name. At the time, it was called, it's a demo. It's still there if you want to listen to it. It's called Oldie But Baddie.
Oh, I'm going to have to listen to it.
Yeah, I'll send you a link, but yeah, he's like, yeah, we should record, another song in the same style, but we should do that one that you did a very long time ago. I was like, hey, I'm super down. And yeah, I structured out the song first. I gave him a verse, chorus, and a bridge, and then, an outro. And, I got to work. I recorded it 3 different times. So I have 3 different versions that people will never hear.
Wow.
And then when I found the right sound, the right bridge, I told him, hey, come over, the song's ready. And, he started writing to it, so the process was kind of backwards, the song was done first, and then the melody and the lyrics were done after.
So are those the only 2 songs you guys have right now?
At the moment, yes, because everything happened kind of fast. I put these songs out, not expecting anything really.
Really?
And then, one day, I was checking my phone, and I was like, damn, people are listening to it, like, the streams are going up, and then they kept going up and up and up, and I was tripping. I was like, oh my god, I think the songs are finally getting traction, but I never expected anything of it. But yeah, I just put that song out in March 15th. Yeah, so we really haven't had any time to work on more songs.
Wow, and you guys are getting so big so fast. Like, it just, I see people like now using your sound on TikTok. There's so many videos that I've seen. I'm like, hey, wait. But you guys are just growing, right? And is this a project that you say like, hey, I'm going to produce a few songs and then call it a day? Or is this something that you're like, I'm establishing Café Canela and there is more to come?
Well, yeah, definitely there's more to come. I have, like 3 or 4 demos, at the moment that need to be finished. So hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have another 2 songs out or something.
Okay. And so do you guys plan to like do an album, a vinyl, anything, or is it just streaming online right now?
I think an album, probably not. If anything, maybe just like a EP. So just like a small compilation of, I don't know, like 4 or 5 songs at the moment. But hopefully an album next year. That'd be cool. But yeah, I gotta get a hold of this dude first. I haven't seen him in a while. So Café Canela was kind of a side project, but if people dig the music, then I'll keep making it. It'll be something serious for sure.
You have to. You really do. I really believe, and I think that I wouldn't have reached out if I didn't think that you guys had, there's just something about you guys. I don't know what it is. There's something about you guys, your sound, and I really feel that, to me, it's an honor that, this generation, like the younger generation is embracing that sound. To me, that's an honor that, you guys would embrace that sound and that you guys are continuing. This music is here forever. The music that you guys made is here forever. It's going to stay, for my kids to be able to listen to when he's my age. And I feel like you guys, the music that you're making, the beat that you're making, I know you have your lead singer, but the beat that you are making, it's impactful, and I feel that you guys have that spark, and I think that you guys need to continue. And I've been sharing since since I found you, and I'm going to continue because I know that there's something great coming for Café Canela. I just know it. I feel it in my bones.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I mean, my goal as a musician is just to put out something that just makes me happy at the end of the day and just makes other people happy, you know? Like it makes it part of the day, and yeah, I think the song is probably going to stick around for a while. I mean, people seem to really enjoy it, for sure.
Yes. And how did that make you feel? So, you know, you made these songs not thinking it was going to get big. You're just posting them on social media, like, probably thinking like, okay, well, it'll get some plays. But once you started seeing like, oh my gosh, like, people are sharing, people are listening, how did that make you feel? Like, what did you think at that moment?
It's a really weird feeling, you know, when people are like using your music for their videos or like talking about it, saying that they love it, or like people are sending me messages like reciting the lyrics and all that, and I'm like, damn, like it's such a weird feeling, you know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, I don't know, it makes me feel like they're like little butterflies on my stomach, like that weird feeling, you know.
You're like, that's my baby. Everyone loves my baby, right? That's how it feels like. Can't believe it, right?
Yeah.
That's so exciting. And have you guys done, so you guys haven't even done any like live shows, anything like that, right? So
as Café Canela, we have performed once. This was back in October of last year, I think. I don't remember what month it was. But we played the show, but those songs weren't even out yet. They were still in the works. Just one show so far. I told you I'm making vinyl. I'm making 45s.
Yes, let's talk about that. So you're gonna make 45s.
Yeah, I'm making 45s. I'm gonna put the order in possibly tomorrow. I'm planning a 45 release show out here in the Coachella Valley.
Okay.
Sometime in the winter. You're invited. You're on the guest list for sure.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so excited for you, Emanuel. I truly am. I really am. I know that, like I said, there's going to be great things, and I'm all for it. And, you know, I count it a privilege to have you on this interview because I feel like one day you guys are going to be big and you guys are going to be doing shows, and I get to have you here first. So remember me when you're big and touring and doing big things. Just be like, I remember that Crystal Marie, that little podcast. I truly am. And, you know, the last question that I'm going to ask you is, you know, for anybody listening to this podcast that maybe, you know, like, you know, just listening to oldies, and they always say like, hey, I just, you know, maybe they have an idea of they're collecting vinyl, or they're just listening to oldies and they want to do something with oldies. They don't know what to do. They have an idea, or they want to start a project and they don't know how. What encouragement do you have for that person that's just like, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do or how to even go about it? You know, relating to oldies, what words of encouragement do you have for them?
Let's see. If you want to start playing like oldies and soul music, I guess, you know, the first thing to do is to probably start consuming a lot of that music, you know, learn the history, where it came from. You gotta learn the origin of it, you know? And then, you know, if you want to start playing it or singing it, start singing your favorite songs and start learning your favorite songs on whatever instrument that you play, you know? If you play drums, play along to your favorite song. If you play guitar, play guitar, you know, along to your favorite song. And, I guess I would give that. Yeah, if you're a singer. Exactly, yeah, that's how you get started, I guess, and then take some ideas, you know, from other songs, and incorporate it into your music. You know, it's just like it's like jazz. You know, you gotta learn the vocabulary. You know, so you can play it. You know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And being from the Coachella Valley, because I'm very familiar with the area, I know it's very small and very rural, right? It's like a rural area. But I want to tell you this. Great things come from small towns. And I know that you guys are going to blow up, and I'm excited. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for that. When are you releasing? Do you know the date of when you're going to be dropping your vinyl?
Okay, so it's gonna take about 3 months. It's May, and I was told that it'll be here like around August.
So like
So
winter
maybe, yeah, I think around the winter time I'll have 45. I made a website already, so you know if you live you know, it's another part of the state or in a different state, you know, you could always buy it online. It'll be online. And so yeah, just keep an eye out for that.
And what is your website?
And I think it's cafecanelamusic.com.
Okay, cafecanelamusic.com. Where can people find you? Where can they find you guys at?
You can literally find me or find the music anywhere. It's literally like on every single streaming platform and every single, you know, social media. It's everywhere except for vinyl.
Awesome. So Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah, everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, LimeWire, everywhere.
That's awesome. LimeWire. Do you remember LimeWire? I remember
The old school days.
The old school days. Just don't download the music. Buy his 45. That's what you want to do.
If you want to steal my music, that's cool. Go ahead and steal it.
No, don't say that. Go support. Do it the right way. Do it the right way. Well, Emanuel, thank you so much again for this amazing interview, and I hope that I get an update interview in a few years.
Okay.
I want to hear about your journey, and you know, since you know, maybe it'll be like a time lapse, right? Like your beginning and then where you're at, you know, in a few years. And I will definitely post, you know, your vinyl, so make sure you let me know when you drop those. And any last words before we go?
Let's see. I would like to plug my friend's band that I play in.
Okay,
It's not oldies. It's not oldies exactly, but it's inspired by oldies, and his name is Burgundy Blues. That's my friend's band. That's my friend Andrew. I play bass in his band, and I play guitar sometimes.
Okay.
The singer's band, Johnny, he has a project. He just released some music on his own, and he did everything himself. It's called Makeout Zombie. And one other artist I need to plug is my friend's music. His name is Durazo, and he's like the Mexican Beatles, and he's releasing music later this year, and you guys should definitely check it out.
Awesome. And do they have any social medias? How can we find them?
Yeah, they're all on social media. So Burgundy Blues and Makeout Zombie and Durazo.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much again, and I hope that we get to see each other soon, and I get to see you at your release party.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So that's episode number 3. And you're tuning into the Barrio Love OD podcast with none other than Emanuel from Café Canela.
Hey everyone, before concluding today's episode, I wanted to let you guys know that next Sunday we have none other than the homeboy Mad from Raza del Sol. So you definitely don't want to miss that interview. So if you're not following yet and you're tuning in on Spotify, be sure to hit that follow button. Also, if you're watching this episode on YouTube, be sure to hit that follow button, like, comment, subscribe, and share our content. With that being said, it is I, of course, your girl, Miss Crystal Marie, and I'll see you guys soon.